Good evening, everyone. So let's start with another session of IELTS essay writing. So today we are going to work on the advantage and disadvantage essays. Now, most of us find a lot of issues and we are confused how to write an advantage disadvantage essay. So let's understand how should we handle them. But before that, we need to know what are the different type of IELTS questions that we may experience during our IELTS test. The first is, of course, advantage, disadvantage, which I'm about to discuss today. Then we can also get discussion essay, problem or solution essay, opinion essay, or a direct question essay. Guys, see, the handling of each and every essay is slightly different from the other. So what we learned today related to advantage and disadvantage may have a slight variation the way we may treat a discussion essay or a problem and solution essay. So let's get started. Let's start with our advantage and disadvantage essay for today. But before that, our fight is for a good band score. So how will we get our desired band score? Only if we take care of the 4 parameters of IELTS essay writing, because on the basis of these 4 parameters, you are awarded your desired band score. First is task response. Task response covers 3 important things. First, cover all task requirements. Whatever the task asks you, whatever they want you to discuss in the particular essay, everything should be answered. If we do not have the answers to all these questions, automatically our band score will fall down. Then ensure minimum word count. So we always have a standard word length of 250 words, right? Every IELTS essay has a standard word length of 250 words, but we recommend the students to write slightly more. So you should always focus on writing somewhere around 270 to 290 words or maximum 300. It can even go up to 300. There is no problem if you write more than this given word limit, but of course you'll be investing a lot of time, and time is our biggest enemy in the examination. So you must present your essay in a well-developed structure. I cannot write one big chunk of a paragraph and say that, okay, I achieved the desired word length, now I'll get a score. No, they want to see the reasoning for every part. They want to see how you are able to elaborate upon it. After this comes coherence and cohesion. Now, how to score here? Ensure that you write the required number of paragraphs. Every essay needs either a 4-paragraph structure or a 5-paragraph structure. So depending upon the topic, whether we have justified that particular essay with the correct number of paragraphs. Organize information logically into paragraphs. So of course, whatever is asked to us, like whatever instructions are given to us, we need to make sure that we organize the instructions in separate paragraphs and support them with examples. Guys, if we do not quote examples in our body paragraphs, we can never get our desired band score in IELTS. Because when we give examples to justify our points, that gives logic to our answer. In fact, that also adds the additional length required to write the essay. Next, remember that whatever essay you write, you should use cohesive devices. We must use linkers, or should I say linking words, such as however, on the contrary, conversely, on the other hand, right? And when we give similarities, we can say similarly. When we are on the same page, when we think likewise, moreover, also, right? Likewise. So we should try to use such terminologies to connect our ideas. If we are not using such words, we cannot expect the answer to be good enough, worth for a band of 8, 8.5, or 9. After this, lexical resource. Now, lexical resource stands for the vocabulary that you use in your essay. Now, here we cannot use low vocabulary words such as kids, little one, young one. No, we will not use that. In fact, if we have to write an essay which is on children, now instead of repeating the same word, children, children, again and again, we can use progeny, wards, juvenile, right? We can use such alternate words to talk about children. Then, of course, when we talk about vocabulary, we should try to use collocations because that enhances our vocabulary. The go-getter attitude. Instead of saying that person is always interested to get everything. No, if I say, oh, he has a go-getter attitude, or people who have a go-getter attitude reach greater heights in life, right? So this is a better way of presenting your vocabulary. Similarly, the vocabulary should convey the appropriate meaning. Now, if I'm using a good vocabulary word, but it is absolutely opposite to the idea which I wanted to give, then that is definitely going to damage my score. If I'm talking about something good and I say that if we eat fruits every day, it has a detrimental effect on us. How? Detrimental stands for a harmful effect. Eating fruits is good for us, right? So just using a word because I've heard it would be incorrect, right? So always be sure, you should be confirmed that yes, the word that I'm using is absolutely in the correct area. Then be particular about your spellings. Of course, we cannot afford a spelling error. So if you are not sure about a particular spelling, I always suggest replace the word with an alternate word. Then when we come to grammar, now this is an area where most of the students find it very difficult to go beyond a 6. How can we go beyond a 6? When we try to use grammar with correct punctuations, the correct use of comma, full stop, the semicolons, that is how we get our desired score. Then we try to use a range of sentences like the complex compound sentences. We try to use active or passive voice to have a better sentence structure. We try to use gerunds, infinitives when we write something. So this gives us a better and an alternate way of reframing our sentences also. Now, let's have a look at the process of writing a task. Now, guys, before we move on to this task, what should we do? See, this is a basic math which I always recommend to all my students, and that is number 1 of time management. Please remember, if we do not manage our time properly in the examination, we are bound to lose our marks. So, the total time that we have for our IELTS test is of 60 minutes. And here we will spend 40 minutes on essay writing. Now, how should we divide our time? Always spend the initial 5 minutes on content generation. You should know what you are going to write before you start writing. Right? If I do not have any ideas and I just start writing something blindly, I'll waste my valuable time and I may not answer all the important points given in the task. So what should we do here? We try to do content generation for the first 5 minutes. After that, you may write the task within 25 to 30 minutes. You should not take more than 30 minutes in writing the essay. And after that, spend the last 5 minutes on correction. Yes, these 5 minutes and at the end are extremely important. If we just try to focus on this extra 5-minute time, you can actually change your band score from a 6.5 to an 8, 8.5 easily, because this is the time when you can check whether you have answered the question properly or not. Have you made any spelling errors? Change it. Punctuational errors? Correct it. If there's a simple sentence, change it into a complex sentence. So these last 5 minutes are always very effective. Now, how should we structure an IELTS essay? Remember, every essay can carry either a 4 or a 5-paragraph structure. When should we write 4? When should we write 5? Let's understand that. The first paragraph is the introduction to the essay. In the introduction, we can always include 2 major things. The first thing is paraphrasing of the question topic. Whatever topic is given to you, you just try to rephrase it using maybe synonym words, maybe passive voice, and just reinstate that statement. After this, when we talk about the thesis statement is basically an introduction to your idea. Whether you like something, you do not like something, it is good, bad, whatever the effects are, you talk about that here. But just a hint. We are not going to elaborate the point. We'll just give a hint. After this comes the body paragraph. Now, body paragraphs may vary from 2 to 3 paragraphs depending upon the instruction. You'll also understand how to judge whether I need to write 2 body paragraphs or 3. We'll discuss that also. Now, each body paragraph must contain a topic sentence, whichever thing you are writing. If you are talking about the demerits of something, the very first sentence should look as if you are mentioning the demerits. Then extend the idea. Give another statement or maybe 2 statements or sentences to give more detail on the point, and then give an example to support your idea. Now, please remember everyone, the examples always have to be very general in nature. I cannot say that taking a year-long break was good for me because I could find my hidden passion in teaching. No, we can't do that. Now, taking a year's gap helps students to take better decisions in life related to their career or maybe their hobbies. This is a better example, right? After this, we come to the conclusion paragraph. So, after the introduction, we have either 2 body paragraphs or 3 body paragraphs, and then we have the conclusion. A conclusion paragraph contains paraphrasing of the question topic, right? We just try to rephrase that. We paraphrase the thesis statement that we gave in the introduction. We try to paraphrase the same thing at the end. Now, remember, here you will not include any new idea. That, okay, I've thought of a new idea, let me add it here. No, please, that's a blunder. You will have to stick to whatever you mentioned here. The same points, maybe 2 points you want to think, you want to describe that. So you will be summarizing that itself at the end. And then you just summarize the complete essay. So now let's move on and have a look at a question topic. Now, the question topic says, people can live and work anywhere they want to choose because of improved communication technology and transport. Do the advantages of this development outweigh disadvantages? Right? Now, here, this is a question which is related to the advantage and disadvantage. But there's one more thing, outweigh the disadvantages. What do we mean by that? First, we need to understand the question well. Now here, if we look at the question includes a question topic. So what was the first part? This is what we call as the question topic or the general statement. After this, we had a piece of instruction. Do the advantages of this development outweigh the disadvantages? Now, they are basically asking for your opinion. That do you think there are more benefits or demerits? Or are there more benefits than demerits? Now, this than demerits shows that we have to talk about the demerits also. This is a critical area where most of the students think that, okay, according to me, there are more advantages. So I will write 2 body paragraphs on advantages and I don't have to talk about the demerits. No, that's a blunder. We have to talk about the disadvantages. Otherwise, how are we making a comparison? Right? So in order to get more clarity, you should always make your notes when you do content generation to understand whether it is a simple advantage disadvantage essay or an outweigh question. Now, in such a case, while writing the essay, or let's say for content generation, what is the first thing that I will do in the exam? So I will try to paraphrase the topic. Right? After this, now I will write few points on advantage. This is just my rough note, right? Then disadvantage. And I look at the points and I think that, okay, I have more points on advantage, or do I have more points on disadvantage? If I have more points on advantage, I will support the advantages. If I have more points on disadvantage, then I will support the disadvantages. So this is extremely important to analyze during our content generation. Then let's assume that my opinion supports the advantage. So what should I do? Let's assume that I had 2 points on advantage and I had 1 point on disadvantage. Right? How should I write it? We'll understand that as well. So how should we move on with the essay? So first of all, guys, we'll just simply try to use the basic math of putting together the paraphrased question statement and the thesis. So people can live and work anywhere they want to choose because of improved communication technology and transport. This is my topic, which I just have to rephrase. So technological advancement and sophisticated transport and communication systems provide quick and easy access to all parts of the world. This makes it convenient for people to take up job opportunities the world over and live the lives they aspire to. Now, they have asked me the instruction, do the advantages of this development outweigh the disadvantage? So I must give my opinion here. In my opinion, this trend has both benefits and drawbacks, as it fosters economic growth and global collaboration. So this is my view. What are my 2 ideas here? That there are more benefits. What are the benefits? It fosters economic growth, one benefit, and global collaboration. I'm going to elaborate these 2 points in my body paragraph. But I also have to give 1 paragraph on disadvantage, because without that, I am not doing justice. Right? Now, let's move on and have a look at the body paragraph. So this is how we write the introduction. Simple thing, paraphrasing of the question topic and then the thesis. After this, now we come to the body paragraphs. So first of all, remember, whichever side you support, you will give the opposite side first. As you could see that in my thesis statement, I mentioned that there are more advantages, there are more benefits. So the first paragraph here has to be on disadvantage. Right? Now, why are we doing this? Two reasons. Number one, it will give a better flow to your answer. Because first you finish your work of disadvantage, and then while giving a comparison with the benefits and then your opinion, your answer will be in a better flow. So first we are going to talk about the demerits. One significant disadvantage is that people get disconnected from their roots and distanced from family and friends. To illustrate, when one moves to a foreign country and stays there for an extended period of time, one tends to adopt the local way of life and gradually disconnect from one's own land and culture. Moreover, such individuals also find themselves new friends in their new country of residence, which weakens their ties with family and old friends back home, right? So this is a clear demerit, a disadvantage, supported with an example. Now we'll come to the benefit. On the other hand, it offers the flexibility to take up well-paying jobs abroad, which results in economic growth and an overall improvement in one's standard of living. For instance, a significant number of people, or let's say a significant number of young Indians, prefer to move to countries like the US, where not only do they get an opportunity to take up global roles, but they also have access to better education and healthcare. Now comes our opinion, which is again supporting the advantage. So this one was a paragraph on advantage. Here comes another paragraph on advantage, which is actually our opinion again, right? Further, advanced communication and transport systems have fostered global collaboration in various fields, including space exploration and medical research, which benefit humanity in its entirety. Now, when I talk about it, I'm again supporting my opinion with another advantage. And we give an example again. For instance, despite the worldwide lockdown during the COVID pandemic, it is these very advances that facilitated the invention of the COVID vaccine in record time, with scientists world over collaborating to make it possible. Isn't it? Scientists all around the world were trying to research on it, and that's how we were able to collaborate. Another benefit. Now, before I move on, please understand that it is extremely important to quote examples in our essays. And to give an example, I always say the example should stand out like an example. Isn't it? See, your observation becomes better with an example, right? So how should we try to conclude the essay? In conclusion, although there are downsides of people working and living in their location of choice, facilitated by advanced communication and transport systems and technology, they are far outweighed by the economic and other benefits to individuals and society overall. Right? So I have not introduced any new idea. Whatever my thesis statement mentioned in the beginning, I've just tried to repackage it and put it again at the end. This is what we have to do. Right? Now, I hope this session will help all of you to get clarity on the advantage and disadvantage essays. But guys, one more thing. I said in the beginning only that you can get an advantage disadvantage essay in two ways. One way is this, when you have to give your opinion. Are there more benefits, more drawbacks? Do you think the benefits outweigh the demerits? But what if we get the same question with just the instruction, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this trend? Let's assume we get this instruction. So what will be the change in the essay? Let me give you clarity on that also. So in that case, we will not give our personal opinion. In fact, we will give a generalized thesis statement. Right? So what will be the general statement? This trend has many benefits as well as drawbacks, which are subjective. That's it. A very general and basic thesis statement. After this, we will write one paragraph on advantage, another on disadvantage, and after this, we do not need to give our own paragraph with the opinion, right? So we will just try to omit this paragraph. So advantage, disadvantage question without our opinion has to be a 4-paragraph answer. Advantage, disadvantage with your opinion or an outweigh question has to be a 5-paragraph answer. Simple and easy to understand. Similarly, the conclusion paragraph can also give 1 point on the benefit or the demerit that you gave in the body paragraph itself. So I hope this session has helped all of you. And if anybody is interested to join the Learning courses, you are more than welcome. So what are the tips that we should use to ace task 2? Number 1, understand what the question wants you to answer. Spend the initial 5 minutes intelligently, wisely. Then plan your essay before writing it. Correct? I always say, make your notes, make your points, do content generation. Use a mix of simple and complex sentences. Use transition words, however, moreover. Take care of grammatical pitfalls. So the last 5 minutes that you check your answer, you can check it for such grammatical pitfalls. Use low frequency words in between to show your lexical ability. Right? We cannot use all high vocabulary words that the examiner has to sit with the dictionary, right? So we should try to have a mix. Use examples from your personal life to support your argument in the essay. But personal life does not mean that I will say, I have seen this thing in my life. My brother did this. No, it is noticeable. Some people do this, right? We generalize the examples. Write shorter sentences. That will always help you to avoid major grammatical errors. Link your points to make your essay cohesive. So when we connect our ideas, our thoughts, automatically we have a better cohesive answer. And do not repeat your points, please. Always come up with a new point and give 1 point to 1 body paragraph. Don't do this that, okay, in 1 body paragraph, I'll add 3 to 4 ideas. Stick to 1 point per paragraph, right? So please join us for the next live stream on Saturday, and we'll work on a different set of tasks. Moreover, what I would recommend all of you is to join Learning if you are preparing for IELTS, if you are preparing for Duolingo, for TOEFL, for even spoken English. If you want to brush up your skills, Learning is the right place to come forward, and let us help you. You can get in touch with us through the website, and please like and subscribe the channel. We can help you more with such videos, with such classes, interactive sessions. All the best. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.